3 players to keep in mind as we head into NFL Week 9. Starting with Denver Broncos quarterback Bo Nix, who is just getting better by the week. 8 passing touchdowns to just 1 interception over the last 6 games. Over the last 4 games, he ranks the 3rd best quarterback in fantasy with almost 89 combined fantasy points. And moving forward, we should see a whole lot more of this with a ton of upside because of his legs. 4 rushing touchdowns this season, 5 games with double-digit rush yards. Oh, and you have Javonte Williams and McLaughlin on the ground, which should open up those passing lanes for Bo Nix. Bo Nix, our number 1 this week. Up next, we're going with a player who's rostered less than 20% despite leading all receivers over the last 2 weeks in PPR. Browns wide receiver Cedric Tillman. Now, I know there's a lot of mouths to feed on this team, but with Amari Cooper gone, clearly the targets are going Cedric Tillman's way. He had 12 in the first game, 9 in the last, and there was a big question mark when Deshaun Watson came out. What would this offense be under Jameis Winston? Well, apparently everybody eats at this table because everybody's getting theirs. A much better game from Jerry Jeudy after back-to-back games with just 1 catch. David Njoku is eating. I like Cedric Tillman to continue this, and you have the upside with the red zone targets, 2 touchdowns in that game. This was a big one against a Ravens defense. They have a few softer spots in the schedule coming up. I like Cedric Tillman for our number 2. And lastly, in honor of National Tight End Day yesterday, we got to give a big shout out to Bucs tight end Cade Otton, who's coming off of 2 of the best games of his career. Now, we knew the targets were going to be there with no Chris Godwin and no Mike Evans, considering they were on the other end of 47% of Baker Mayfield's completions and accounted for 11 of the 18 receiving touchdowns for this team. But did we know that Cade Otton would see 20 targets and catch all but 3 of them without those 2? I didn't, but fantasy managers who started him certainly happy because he scored them over 20 fantasy points last week. And guess what? He's rostered less than 50%. There's our top 3. Good luck this week.